want to look at the decision of the federal government to stop value-added tax on diesel and cooking gas. And of course, we will be taking a look at the uproar that happened between the members of the two chambers of the National Assembly on the national honor recently given by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the Speaker of the House of Representatives to mark the 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria. I'm not alone in the studio this evening. I have two gentlemen who we shall be doing this discussion together. From my far right is Tunde Bolatito.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers.
And Sunday, would you like to say hello to our viewer at home?
To our esteemed viewers at home, I say good evening.
Okay, let us kick the ball rolling, and Sunday, I'm going to start from you. The federal government has announced that they are removing value-added tax on diesel and cooking gas. Don't forget the fact that the removal of fuel subsidy has really created a lot of economic crisis in the country. And Nigerians have been complaining. Even if you want to talk about gas is expensive. Diesel is expensive.
What is not expensive here in Nigeria today?
So what's your approach to it?
The removal of subsidy has brought onto hardship to everybody in this country. There's no, there was once a time where we have upper class, middle class, and the
lower class.
And we only have upper class. Even the upper class are crying. Just like it is said that the rich also cry. The rich are also crying today in Nigeria. But nonetheless, it is a right step in the right direction. You want to cook, you have to make use. Formerly we made use of most of the household made use of kerosene. But at the time, kerosene is even more expensive.
Even than gas.
No, kerosene was even more expensive than gas, and it is not even easy to make use of. But by the time cooking gas started, very low price, very cheap, and by the time you make use of it, your environment, your kitchen is clean, you pay very little amount, and it's even faster. So everybody now rush. Some families do not even know what is known as kerosene before, but today it is hell on earth. Especially for the salary earners, the take home that cannot take you home. You have to pay transport fare for buses. You want to cook at home, even those selling food outside who are making use of gas. Everybody is crying. So, but by the time the federal government promised to reduce or how do I put it, to remove VAT from, at least it will a little bit lessen the problems we are facing in that area. Ditto diesel. Well, I don't know what you want to produce today without making use of diesel. Hardly, especially those who are using a very big machine, they make use of diesel. So by the time, even look at our corporation here. Look at the amounts the corporation spend on diesel, you hardly make profits. The same thing, those working outside there, they make use of diesel. Industries, they make use of diesel. It is even part of the reason why things are very costly. So by the time you remove expenses on diesel, this and this, you hardly make profit again. So what the federal government is trying to do is the right step in the right direction.
Okay, Tunde, the federal government has actually done this in other areas before now, reducing, removing, import duties on a number of food items being imported into the country. You talk about wheat, you can talk about rice and the rest of them. Let's look at the effect of what they did there and just oppose it with what they are planning to do now.
You see, the federal government has always been failing to plan. And when you fail to plan, it's tantamount to planning to fail. But I wouldn't go to that side now. When the first subsidy was removed, one would expect all these measures to have come there, at least to cushion the effect. And coming on now to say this, it is difficult. You see, when let me give you an example. If you reduce the price of petrol today, the marketers will say they have not exhausted the ones they bought with exorbitant money. Therefore, one has to wait for a long time before the price change is effected on their pumps, or what you call it. That exactly is what is going to happen in the removal of VAT. Nigerians are so sensitive to increase than decrease in price of commodities. When it comes to decrease in price, they will not effect it immediately. But if it were to be increased, then it will take immediate effect. And that has really affected our psyche somehow, to the extent that a reduction in price is going to be a surprise to Nigerians on any commodity. Now, removal of tax, VAT, I think if the federal government means well, it will come well. Because this time, Nigerians are already accustomed to what is happening in town. The situation where it is difficult. In fact, don't let us talk about 3 square meals now. Let's talk about 2, 1.5, or 1. Now, that is the lot of Nigerians today. So I don't think it will make any difference.
Okay, Sunday, let's look at the manufacturing sector, because they are the ones using diesel majorly.
Mm.
So are you thinking that the removal of VAT will bring down prices of what they are producing in Nigeria? What are our projections into the future with this development?
Well, just like my colleague has said, Nigerians, I don't know what our problems are. He said the moment the price goes up, the moment government announces increase in price, it will be effective immediately. But if it were to be brought down, they will say until it is exhausted. The price of those things that have gone up, will it come down? That's the problem. Ordinarily, if it were to be advanced countries, the price will come down. But here in Nigeria, I doubt if the price will come down. But if the policy is well implemented, ordinarily it should have led to a decrease in price of goods and services, because they use diesel to produce most of their products. But trust Nigerians. They will not, it is then they will say, oh, is it only diesel I'm using? What are the parts that what are the body parts of my engine that I will...
And cost on raw materials.
So, it hardly will it has impact on high cost of goods and services. That's the problem.
And today, you see, some people have said something that, okay, there's a decision of the federal government, the government of Bola Tinubu, to remove fuel subsidy has been the,
The bane of hardship
in the country at the moment. And they are looking for ways in order to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. But as we are picking one, we are entering another one. You understand? And, and a school of thought believes that is this government actually, ready, sincere and ready to effect the right change?
You see, a government, or let me say a president who, after being sworn in, and is yet to read the handover.
Because why I said that, they removed, tariff on certain number of goods. But today, before they removed it, you know how much they sell a bag of rice. Today, go and check the market. How much are they selling?
Gone down.
No, it has even increased.
Who is deceiving who?
No, this is my reaction. The president's planlessness brought us to this disgraceful
junction where we are.
Juncture.
Planlessness, you said?
Yes.
No.
If you want to remove fuel subsidy and you have it at the back of your mind that you want to do this, you put in some measures that will make it less painful to the people. But the fact that subsidy is gone, they even said it's not part of the written address to be read by the president.
And he said the president has come out to say on several occasions that the decisions he has been taking, are necessary decisions to put things right in the country.
How many things are right now? Tell me what is right now. It is look. I repeat it again, it is the planlessness of the president that brought us to this juncture. Because if he had in fact, those measures are to come first, so that people will be getting accustomed to it before you begin to, before you come with the removal of your fuel subsidy, or what did he call it? And today, see what is happening. And once the price of a commodity goes up in Nigeria, it is only divine intervention that will bring it down. Before now, we know we have some problems in the area of security that prevented farmers from going to farm in the north, kidnapping in the south here, and many things like that. Then, against that background, one would expect the president and his group to sit down. What can we do? Let's brainstorm. But in the absence of positive, progressive brainstorming, this is where we are. Nigerians are crying here and there that everything is hard in this country. And the president himself, while going through the street of Lagos one day, people were crying to him, maybe power.
Shouting.
You are shouting.
Some of their voices.
Maybe power. He had it. It was in Yoruba language, which President Tinubu understands very well. So I think it is medicine after death. the economy is already in shambles, and all these measures being taken should have come first.
So Sunday, in essence, what we are saying is that this is just an exercise in futility.
Well, we may call it an exercise in futility. What he attributed it to the fact that the president did not plan it very well. I cannot say he did not plan it. The former president, we were told that it was not in the budget, but be that as it may, the fact that he was part of that government, he knew the problem we are facing. Subsidy, as we were told, is killing the economy. But before you say, okay, you want to remove this, you must have said, oh, you must have thought, what can I do to alleviate the suffering that this will bring to my people? That one ought to have come first. So saying it is an exercise in futility, it might not. But when you look at the problems we are facing in Nigeria, our leaders constitute part of it. We, the followers, too, constitute part of it. Because by the time you say, let there be a decrease in price of this, some people will say, let me finish the one I bought. Even if he has even bought from the new one, he will still be saying, oh, I've not finished with. So are we going to say the president is the cause of that?
No, Sunday, what you are saying is equal to the Yoruba adage. The Yoruba will say, say àwọn tó bù sí gan dáwọ́ dúró. No, those who are benefiting from this payments of subsidy will not stop sabotaging the effort of the president here and there. The first thing is for him to sit down in his office, carefully study them and identify those who these saboteurs are, and remove them from whatever position they are.
By the time he removes them, he has some people at his back.
At the moment, the largest chunk of the diesel that we use in the country are being imported. We learned that Dangote is producing diesel, it's producing the PMS now, but they still have issues with who will be the major marketer for Dangote. NLPC is insisting that every other marketer must buy from them. They have not resolved that. The issue of supplying Dangote crude in Naira is still there, unresolved.
Who will buy?
No, he has not been supplied up till now.
NLPC should bury its head in shame. It's a failed organization.
No, this is where I'm going. They have told us repeatedly that the Port Harcourt refinery will start operation this date. It will fail. Several times it has failed.
Even now, they are still saying they are picking a day for the commissioning of Port Harcourt refinery. Who is deceiving?
No, it has failed already. It has failed. So how do we, put all this together and say, okay, the decision of the federal government is going to yield positive results?
Look, today, to me, NNPC is a failed organization, and if its operation cannot be modified, it has to be scrapped entirely, so that we start from fresh. Put new people, or look for old ones who operated it when the country was good. Let them take us back to the good old days.
But some people would even say that government should remove its hands completely from anything NNPC.
And yes, if that is what will bring solution to our problems in the oil industry, look at the GSM, for example. You know what it takes for you to call somebody in Lagos before. You move from one post to the other. You move from one place to the other. You see people on queue. But today, at any convenient time, you can call whoever you want to call throughout the globe. So if removing if leasing it out or hands off from oil sector by the government will bring solution, so be it.
We have experienced that in the electricity sector.
Electricity.
We have experimented it in the electricity sector.
It has not worked.
So how are we sure that it is going to work in the
look, once that of GSM can work, once that of broadcast,
GSM did not have from Nigeria.
The broadcast industry is working.
The broadcast industry is working,
and so
it started during the days of the military.
I think it's the function of leadership and political will to make things happen. And if we don't have all that, definitely things will continue the way it is going. Let's leave it at that, and let's move to our next topic because of our time. So, national honors, Godswill Akpabio, GCON, Kekere GCON,
Tajuddin
Abbas, MFR,
CON,
MFR. So that is creating a furore now. And members of the Green Chambers of the National Assembly are saying our speaker is not inferior to the Senate President. What's your take?
I want to salute the courage of the members of the House of Representatives for standing up to defend their rights. If you see the lineup of the democratic structure, first we have legislature, executive, judiciary. The legislature, there's no way you can say the National Assembly or House of Representatives is not part of that organization. But to whoever is in charge of that kind of honor, he has decided to jettison what we all know and honor what he or they only know. The National Assembly, Senate, House of Reps are two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. If the military take over today, they will have all other structures, all other structures, except the legislature. Then why are we now going to demean or how are we going to debase the legislature by giving an inferior national honor to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is number 4 on the protocol list in Nigeria? The first one is the President, the Vice President, the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, Speaker of House of Representatives, before coming to the Chief Justice of Nigeria.
But Sunday, that has always been the situation. Why are they just raising their voice now?
I beg to disagree with what he has said.
Okay.
He made a particular point that if military should strike today, the House of Representatives and the Senate will not be part of the government.
Yeah.
It's only the president, it's only the executive, judiciary, and probably the fourth estate of the realm. So those who give honor knows or know whom they are giving the honor to. I don't believe it's a ploy to demean the honorable members. No. If I graduate today and my father has political will, interest, power and everything, I can become a Senate President. Do you know the number of years it takes someone to be the Chief Justice of Nigeria? Because of the fact that we are looking at position, we are looking at hierarchy. That is why people are saying the House of Representatives it's not a fact to say that House of Rep is inferior to the judiciary, though executive, judiciary, and legislative, executive, legislative arms, and judiciary, they are the three organs. As president one, vice president, senate president, we are only looking at it from that angle. It is the way they have been doing it before.
No. Why are they not doing the same job?
Why are they now waking up?
The two houses, please, for your information, are performing the same. They are performing the same function.
Constitutional role.
That is their constitutional role, and they are to serve as checks
And
on the excesses of others. How
truly are they serving?
That's a different deliberation entirely. But now, let us look at the functions of the two houses. There are times when they will sit together, and especially when they want to consider the budget, and it will take them a lot of hours.
And the Senate,
they are constitutionally empowered to remove the president, vice president, or any minister.
If they have the political will.
That is it, but that is one of their functions anyway. And to now draw one arm of the legislature against the other, I think it is not good enough. That is what the committee, because if you ask the president now, he will say he has given it to a committee to handle.
That is the
recommendation
from the committee.
And that has always been the norm. The question I'm asking,
let me ask you this. Let me state this. Let us agree that it was an error. It was an error.
What makes it an error?
And the first, the second, or if others have been accepting it, this one say they are not accepting it. And this error has to be corrected once and for all. And I see no reason why we should now look. It was a mistake that is so glaringly noticeable to all Nigerians.
Well,
for your perception, it is a mistake, but it is not. That's the way they've been doing it before.
Because
as far as I'm concerned, a Chief Justice of the Federation deserves that honor.
We are not saying those deserve the honor.
But what they are saying in essence is that the honor given to the Senate President should be given to the Speaker.
We have upper chamber of the National Assembly. We have lower chamber of the National Assembly. And it cannot be. We cannot do the same thing.
But we are saying they are performing the same role.
That is it.
And are the roles they are performing the same or not? Well, we're going to leave it at that on the show today. It's been a 30 minutes of discussion on issues affecting our national life. Now, I want to thank my panelists on the show Sunday. I thank you very much for making it to the show with me. And today, also, Baba today.
Yes, that's what I want you to do. Baba today. It is not Baba today.
So we'll be at home until tomorrow when colleagues will be coming your way again. Another edition of In the Newsroom. My name still remains Babatunde Fanako. I say enjoy your day. Bye. I'm gone.
Days 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. In the Newsroom. You can't. Mondays to Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't